Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for educations and technology only. So in the recent videos in this channel, I have shared the 5 level or 5 process steps of developing the body mechanics of Wing Chun 1850. And also the Yuma. What does Yuma mean? So you see it, you know what it is. Now after this sharing, there are many Wing Chun friends around the world messages me. And one of those old friends even sent me a video from other Wing Chun sifus. And tell me that, you see, this video, they talk about the retracting of the Tan Sao. And so I look at it, I say, no, this is Wing Chun version 1960. This is not what I'm talking about. And the reason I mention this is not to promote what I am selling. The reason why I am saying this to this friend is to tell him that one must not see what one like to see and make equivalent. And then later on, I thought about it really seriously, because the notions of these channels is to educate Wing Chuners, our people. Only if Wing Chuner wins, we all win. Okay? So that's the bottom line. Now, that is an education problem for past 100 years or so. Somehow people is leading into hand techniques. So, okay, this Tan Sao, this Fok Sao, Tan Sao have to do this way, this way, this way, this way. And then structure, you need a structure this way, this way, this way, this way. So most people in Wing Chun today, 99.99% of people is programmed to see the world in the terms of hand techniques, Tan Bong Fok, structure. Okay? And this is how they see it, because they educate that way for past 100 years or so, or at least 60 years. Now when they see something, they always fit whatever they see into what they assume, because they are model inside their mind. With that, they will not be able to see exactly what it is. So it is not the fault of anybody today that not be able to see what it is as it is. It is this education. It is problem. Okay? So, for example, if one see everything in the world using the 1960s version of Wing Chun, you will not be able to see what happened in the 1850s Wing Chun or the traditional Chinese martial art in the ancient. You cannot see it, because you already have your pattern, your assumption, okay? Or in the term, I don't know whether it's proper or not to use, is prejudice, or coloring, or wearing glasses with the color glasses is blue or whatever, rosy or whatever color, and you see the world that way. This is problematic. It is a disaster. Okay? So for instance, for this video, this friend showed me, sure, the Sifus in the videos is showing retraction, but the body mechanics do not supporting it. The Yuma do not supporting it. Now, so it is not what it is anymore. You have practically a technique which is not supported by your body or not supported by Yuma. Don't we always heard about the term the ancients say, whatever you do, you need to use your Yuma, you need to lokma, sinking your horse stance. Didn't we always heard the old timer talk about this? The grandmaster in the previous generations talk about this, and we repeat that. Don't we do that? Everybody said, you do Xiu Lim Tao, you should lock ma. You do your sets, you need to lock ma. Well, that means you need to have the Yuma handle, develop, before you can know what is lock ma. And then all these hand techniques, it is just a hand. Without the Yuma, you're going to make the entire thing breaks apart, especially when you do a structure. Because when you do a structure here, you move this hand, retract, you break this apart here. So you say, well, Henrik, this is all your theory. You're promoting something. But many friends tell me direct. Well, I tell them, let me explain to you what's going on. By example, real life example. And you know, it is not about structure or make a strong frame of your body. The entire thing is dynamic. Remember, we always say Wing Chun is a female art, a lady's art, soft art. Remember that? How is a soft art end up with a structure or a strong frame? The ancient, the older generations didn't say that. They said that the body is like willow. They didn't say that the body is like a strong frame, trying to stop your opponent. Okay? So let me give you a clear example here using physics, biomechanics, science today. And you see once for all what it is. Or else if you put on your glasses of the 1960 version Wing Chun, you will not be able to see it. Okay? While the entire world can see it, but you cannot see it because you put on glasses which have colors. So let's make it easy. We always see Wing Chuners or even Wing Chuners who go study Tai Chi and come back and say that this is internal Wing Chun and so forth, so forth. They always have a structured body, so they always demo somebody here, this guy pushing this hand. Okay, so somebody pushing me, like this hand is somebody else pushing me, I'll have a strong structure. And then, because the structure is so strong, I'll be able to sustain whatever the people's pushing. Okay? Or, because my body have a strong frame, my body will not be able to be moved by the opponent, by this guy, okay, pushing this guy. Guess what? You know what happened when you do that? Strong frame, structure, you have this arm here. This is all holding your structure. If this force is stronger than how I hold this, I'm going to be collapsing. Okay? So for sustaining is as soon as this holding power is less than whatever the pushing, I'll be breaking apart. That's why this kind of thing only exists in demonstrations for their sustains. So another type of demo is the same thing with the structure, and the opponent push, and then I sustain and I push it back. Okay, you can say there's mind power or whatever power, or internal or magic or tai chi, whatever. Still there's a structure they are pushing back. So you can see the upper body has to sustain, hold on, sustain to whatever the push. Okay? Whether you want to sustain it or push back. Now that is not Wing Chun 1850. That is not the ladies' art. So now I want to reveal with you with physics. What is the Wing Chun 1850 the lady arts do? So what it does is this. When people push me, I don't have to hold a structure or making a frame. I only have to couple, make sure all my 7 balls in my body is aligned. So he pushed me. This guy pushed me. So when he pushed me, all those balls is aligned, like I'm sitting down there, is aligned down to my butt here. Okay? And at the same time he pushed me, I dropped myself lower. Okay? So again, he pushed me, I align the entire 7 balls so that my butt or my leg touching the ground. And at the same time, the second thing what I do is I lowering my body, lower down my body without moving this thing, lower down my body, okay? So it's like this, right? He touch me, I lower my body down without moving this point. So there's 2 things there. One is whatever he pushed me is coming into my mechanics. The second thing is because I am dropping my body weight is going downwards, I generate a momentum, and the momentum generates a force which is parallel with the force he pushed me downward. Okay, so now I have 2 force. So this is called 2 action force. One is from the opponent, one is from my own body weight. Well, Newton's law says this. When you have an action force, you always have a reaction force. So when there's an action force, there's a reaction force. Now, say he pushed me with 20 pounds. My body weight going downward, I am, say, a 100-pound guy. That is going to generate a reaction force of his pushing, and my body weight generate force. So when the reaction force go backward to him, because he's touching me, there's action force and a reaction force, it carries his pushing force, and my body generate reaction force, which is huge, bigger than his. So whatever he pushed me, there is a force generate from my body sinking, go back to him, which is much more than him. Okay, so whatever the force he pushed me, what he will get back is that force plus my body weight generates force via the momentum of sinking. And I don't even have to sustain or hold my body on building this big frame. I don't, I just play with the force. This is what I name as force flow play. So the body has to be at any direction, it doesn't have to be a structure this way, that way, triangle shape this way. No, you just take the thing. And of course you need to train how to align your 7 ball as different conditions that need to be trained to develop the body. Okay? It is not about structure, it is not about sustaining or holding or all this using this upper body to push back, or the body have to be tense up, the spine has to be hold this way, that way. No, it's just doing this. You take his force, you add up the force you generate by your body weight momentum, which is sinking down, and you give back to him. That is Fajing. That is the Wing Chun 1850s force flow play. Okay? Same thing. At some upward angle, if my opponent grabbing, he's this far already, get close like that, sticking body, short strike, right? And grapple going to go down from here. You're using the same thing. You take his force, you lower down, sinking your body, using your body momentum, generate that force, you give back to him. Okay? That's how you play him. Now, if the grapple coming in, you want to hold a structure, good luck. Because he will keep it changing. And when you always need to hold on something, you're always one step slower than him. You have a delay there. The second thing is you try to push him out with your muscle. It make your body breaking apart, the upper body and lower body. Try it, with the wall, with the opponent, what I'm saying here, those kind of things. But disclaimer, check with your medical team and so forth, get a sifu who really know this before you try it, okay? Because I don't want to take responsibility on people hurt themselves, and I don't want people to hurt themselves. But this is how it works in the real life. So that's why 1850 Wing Chun in the sticking body, you can stick at me, it doesn't matter. I don't even need a structure. I only need to link my body up. Okay? Or couple my body up as one unit. I can play. Or else, if I want to have using the structure and using the sustain and push back, that means I have to have a bigger upper body muscle. So you end up, you only can play with those who are smaller, weaker than you. That is not what the ladies' art is about. That's not about soft. Okay? So this is the reality. And remember I say that when he pushed me, I sink my body down. When he pushed me here, he pressed me in, tried to grappling me and struggle here. I drop my body down. That is the Lok Ma. Everybody in the ancient, the older generations of Wing Chun always say, Yu Ma, Lok Ma, sinking your horse. That's what it is. Okay? It is physics. The ancient Wing Chun ancestor is not ignorance. They know what they are doing. The only thing is that they don't have today's physics to explain things. And so 10 people can guessing, but you're not going to see it. So I have put it clearly in the Wing Chun matrix. That is Newton's law. That's what I just explained to you. How you convert your body weight into force and give him back for the reaction force. provided you be able to handle your 7 bowls. In the beginning Wing Chun, do you want a body like this, or you want a body like this? This is a structured body. This is a body which is you just have the entire thing integrate to one. You play with the force coming in. Okay? So, this is your 7 bowls handling. You're not going to stand like that in the 1850s. And all this, how the body, the stance, and so forth, it is in the book. There's no secret there. Okay? So, go back to the beginning. It is not just these techniques. It is the entire thing has to be implemented into be able, when you touch my body, I have to be able to have the entire thing sample integrated into one. Take the force, the same thing, add on to my own body weight, generate momentum and force, and give it back. And that's how you throw him up, or how you sustain him. You can control that by the speed of how much you're going to lock ma. That is the skill. That is Fa Jing. What internal? What mind power? What chi power? None. It's all physics. So that's why we need to pay attention to what is going on. We cannot afford keeping wearing these glasses. If you're keeping wearing a sunglasses, you will not be able to identify it is an evening or it is a morning. You might think every time is dark, late night, okay? And you miss all the thing. So this is about education. Without this education, how can you go close to a grappler? When you try to overpower him, you want to use your muscle, your structure, which is always one step late. Because they train coming from different directions. They keeping changing their directions. Okay? So, for those who really serious on Wing Chun 1850, take out the glasses. See exactly what the ancestor, the ancient ancestor of Wing Chun and traditional Chinese martial art present. Verify with today's science.